Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gift of Gaming podcast, where on this week's episode, we're discussing the entirety of the 2025 Game Awards. All right, it's me, your host, Darren Wade, and today I'm joined by the console-hating, PC-playing, retro-repping, lore-seeking, full-time Canadian himself, Chris Robbins. Chris, how are the energy levels at this stage?
A little on the tired side.
We stayed up till about 4:15 in the morning watching the Game Awards last night.
Yep.
Yeah, and we are here today to record the episode and release it straight after recording. You know, the dedication we show to this podcast, next to none.
Didn't get a lot of sleep, that's for sure.
No, I didn't.
Well, I mean, almost a full night.
I got home around I dropped Andrew off. I got home around about 4:45 in the morning, and then had an alarm set for 10 to 9 to try and get all together now tickets for my brother in case because it was all a queue thing. Got him tickets, great. He has the tickets, but I didn't get back to sleep after that. So I am looking forward to.
Why did you have to get him tickets?
No, it wasn't me. Like we were all hopping on. It was that case of like let's all hop on to try and get tickets, because it was that, we have to hop online, put into a queue, and the tickets sold out. Like Kev and our friend Aaron didn't get tickets. It was a case of like everyone jumping on trying to get tickets, see what we could do. But I mean, my brother are going. Hopefully the rest of the guys find tickets. Going to be a good show, good festival. But that's not what we're here to talk about, Chris. We stayed up really late watching the Game Awards, and I want to get, before we get into the nitty gritty of it all, what are your just overall thoughts on what we watched yesterday or this morning?
I have that. Have you ever seen the Food Critic? My displeasure is immeasurable and my day is ruined. I've had that playing in my head over and over.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Yeah, it's I mean, by far the worst one that we've covered, at least on this podcast. I don't know.
Yep.
Because I don't think I've really watched them religiously before the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Even E3, I would just like check in the day after and then see what the trailers. But yeah, this one is by far the most disappointing.
My thoughts are the same. The most disappointing for me, last night leaving your place had a really bad taste in my mouth about the show. I was like, oh man, that was bad. But in fairness, today I've gotten up and I've rewatched the trailers, because my biggest thing was the awards were fine. The awards were great. It was, we'll get onto that now shortly. But it was a no-brainer. We knew what was happening with most of the awards. But I think the announcements and the world premieres were what we were kind of excited for. And last night I felt very disappointed by them. But today I watched all the trailers for the list of games, and I've got a much better taste in my mouth than I did last night. I think the problem with the show last night was the amount of, I suppose, I would call it anime, MMO kind of slop that we had to watch. But in fairness, in retrospect, those were advertisements as opposed to the games that were being promoted. When I look at the list of like the world premieres, these games you just had to sit through fucking countless advertisements of these, like, Withering Waves, Genshin Zero, like games that don't appeal to you or to me or maybe you. But watching the trailers today, I was like, okay, there's some good stuff there that I can get behind. So I've got a better taste in my mouth, but I'm still with you. The most disappointing I've watched from a personal level, I think, in terms of what I wanted. But let's jump into the awards, because there's quite a lot to cover. I'll start off with a fun one, because we talked about it when we were discussing kind of the Game Awards previously, and we were talking about how you wanted to be more democratic. And we got the Players' Voice Awards. Now, Chris, the people voted for Withering Waves as Game of the Year. Do you still stand by letting the people vote for 100% of the...
I never said 100%. I said 50-50.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. Would we have gotten Withering Waves still, do you think?
I don't think so, no.
Would it have been nominated?
I mean, the other problem with letting the people vote is you really have to lock down the voting system so bots don't get through, because it's easy to put like...
Yeah, and Luke made a good point that the experts or the critics should make the nominations, and then the people can vote on the nominations that are there.
Yeah, that's another good point, too.
Yeah, that at least we're not getting kind of weird nominations that are just, what would you say, people like, turbo fanboying on a particular game.
Gooners.
The Gooners. we go to our, and I'm not doing these in any particular order at all, but we'll go to an award that has no nominations and is kind of announced during the show, which is the Game Changer Award. And this is the kind of the first inkling I had that the awards weren't up to the caliber that I expected them to be. So the Game Changer Award is kind of an award given to who Jeff Keighley or the people behind the Game Awards believe are making really good grounds, and it's an important organization for video games. And the award for this one went to Girls Make Games, which is a kind of a group that promotes,
it's like a code camp for kids.
Yeah, for
under 18s,
for girls to help them into the industry or whatever else. And what was weird was last year we had the organization that won it was a group that were trying to help people who lost their jobs in the game industry get back on their feet and everything. And they had a whole edited bit with interviews of people, and the whole thing seemed real professional, and it was a big segment, and I think it was quite important, I suppose, still is relevant in the video game industry now. But this one felt kind of a bit lackluster. Like
in there, yeah.
They had two girls come out and do a quick interview.
In fairness, those two girls did way better on that stage than I would have. I would have just been like, I would have been frozen. But.
Yeah, no, and it's not a criticism of them. I thought they did great, but it's just in terms of I didn't really get a feel for what the whole thing was.
Not a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, it was like Girls Make Games is the thing about girls. Here's two girls. Ask them quick questions. Thanks very much, girls. Off you go. And I thought, the effort that was made for the previous year's one about the people who lost their jobs was a much bigger effort, it seemed, or much better production value than what we got. So I was kind of like, when this came out, I was like, okay, all right, Game Awards, what's going on here? We'll go through the next one, the esports category, which, we're not esports people here, but esports team was won by Team Vitality. Esports athlete was Chovy. You were hoping for
Menardi.
Yeah. And then the best esports game.
I just want more fighting game representation in any
esports.
Sort of fashion.
Yeah, big time. Then we got best esports game Counter-Strike 2, which was a fresh thing from the usual League of Legends or Overwatch. Or Valorant. Yeah. Or Valorant, yeah. Content creator of the year. It was good. We were talking about Burnt Peanut was up there, which myself and Kev and our friend Niall have been doing a lot of talking about because he's all over Arc Raiders, which we're kind of bet into at the minute. He didn't win it. It went to Moist Critical, who I've kind of, for the most part, always enjoyed any stuff.
Moist Critical is definitely like a bigger overall, and more
and covers a lot more of the industry.
Yeah, Peanut is just blew up. He's big. Recently.
Right now, but hasn't got, I suppose, the caliber, let's say, that Moist Critical has. Most anticipated, we go to Grand Theft Auto 6.
I actually saw today, because Moist Critical didn't go, so I watched his reaction to him winning. He was just like, fuck, whatever.
He was at home and he was just
he's just watching it with on stream with his community. He's just like, not me, and they won, and he's like, ugh.
Dude just wants to stay under the radar.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's doing some wild stuff. Like, he's demonetized his whole platform, like, across the board. He's like, I've made enough money. Please don't donate to me anymore. I'm good.
Good to see it.
Yeah.
Because the game industry is kind of a lot about greed at the minute, so it's nice to see.
Yeah.
Content creators out there stepping away from that side of things. We then move on to one of the awards that I was happiest about in terms of the result. We got the best multiplayer. They said the likes of Mario Kart and Split Fiction in there, but it did go to Arc Raiders.
Yeah, love to see it. Unfortunately, this means Arc Raiders isn't just like, is it out of the running for next year? I feel like it should have been in a lot more categories.
Yeah, I mean, I think my reasoning,
audio design, like it's probably the best audio design I've ever heard in a game.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Because I reckon, or my thoughts on this was that the reason it managed to get into best multiplayer was because you were on the beta test, weren't you? Or the open, because they had it before.
The Server Slam,
which I think was probably what got them into it this year, that thing, because I don't know if the game released in time to be considered. But that being said, yes, it does mean that it's out of the running for anything next year. But I'm glad it got an award. Like, I'm having so much fun with it. And in terms of, like, the most fun I'm having is the multiplayer aspect of it. Like, so I'm like, great.
That's the only aspect.
In terms of, like, is a game of the year worthy? I don't think so, based on what else I've played this year, but I'm having so much fun as a multiplayer game.
It would, like, based on what don't want to spoil, like, the trailers, but, like, it could have won Game of the Year next year. That's for fucking sure.
Oh yeah, but based on what we have coming up. Yeah. Well, I mean, Grand Theft Auto, it comes out in November next.
It won't make the cut. It shouldn't make the cut.
It's November 2026, right?
Yeah. So if it makes the cut, that means, and it'll come up on this, but like Sonic 3.
Where was Sonic 3?
Didn't make the cut. Yeah, Dispatch wasn't in enough of these categories.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait and see.
Shady.
Best sports racing went to Mario Kart World. I was disappointed. I wanted Sonic Cross Worlds to win this because
You just wanted an upset from Mario Kart World.
I did. I didn't enjoy Mario Kart World. I felt really empty. But Mario Kart World seems like an empty game to me. Empty of the I suppose the fun and love.
I also don't like
to Mario Kart 8.
I don't like this category how it's sports and racing. I think we have enough content from both categories
Absolutely.
that they can be split.
Like sports, you've got your FIFA,
you got
your
Kirby,
Madden.
Sonic, fucking Mario. Like that would have been a stacked category this year. Then
in fairness, yeah, we have plenty.
Sports, you get the same rotation every year.
Every year. Yeah. Which one? Yeah, I wonder which. If you did have the sports category, would FC be taking it? Would it be a Madden?
Could have been rematch.
Could have been rematch. Yeah, they were in this. Category as well, actually. Another delightful result from my perspective. Craig's going to hate me saying this. He's going to hate this result. Best sim strategy game went to Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evil East Chronicles.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Loved it. Didn't think it was going to happen because of, Craig's complaints and stuff, because a lot of people have that same opinion.
I think it's a valid opinion, but I still think it's an amazing game.
I do think they should think about, like, best game preservation and then start putting remasters.
Dude, that's what I said. And we'll talk about this, I think, later on in the show in terms of what we would change about it in terms of we've got problems with the indie side of things. But yes, there should be a best game preservation, which is what you put remasters into, and then maybe you have a remake, which is a full kind of like if you're Final Fantasy or Resident Evil, your full takedown of a game to build it back up. I'd still allow that into the normal categories, but remasters absolutely not. Should be not in the normal. Yeah, best preservation is a great category idea.
I also thought this was because after we did our voting episode, I watched what other people voted, and across the board, everyone was going for the Altars that I saw.
Oh, really?
It's a really, really good game.
I've not heard or seen anything to do with the Altars.
It's kind of like this guy. He's like kind of managing this. I don't really know what he's doing, but he's cloning himself in order to get more help.
Right.
But he if he needs something scientific, he'll clone like the scientific part of him, or if he needs like a rough and tough, let's say hunter gatherer or something.
Take the barbarian side of him or whatever else. Yeah.
It causes this weird dynamic where it's just a bunch of him, but they're all like different personalities of him.
Nice. I like the concept.
Yeah.
But cool. Delighted for Final Fantasy. We now go to best family game, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
I'm not disappointed about this. I think this is perfect. Well, what else was in this category?
Mario Kart World was in this one. Split Fiction was in this one.
I don't think. Yeah. I think Mario or Donkey Kong is perfect
for a family game.
Yeah.
And it's 2-player, but it's like
you can have your little your little kid on.
It's kind of Mario
playing
Odyssey
the character
2-player.
on your shoulder, just like yelling at the mic and shit.
It's pretty family orientated, and I'm glad Donkey Kong got. If we're going to rehash Donkey Kong, great. I'm glad it's on the awards there somewhere. Best fighting game. I thought this was going to go to the Marvel or the Capcom Fighting Collection, Volume 2, but it went to Fatal Fury: City of the Wolf, which you called straight from the back.
Yeah, because it's pretty much the only new game on this list. No, I think there's only 2 new games on this list because Virtua Fighter is a remake, Capcom's a collection, and then there's a Mortal Kombat collection, which didn't even do well. Like, people hate it. And the Capcom collection is a bit too obscure. Like, it doesn't have the Marvels. This is the Capcom collection.
Which is where I made the mistake because I was expecting it to be like the Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah, that was
2
last year.
Yeah.
That was last year. Like, this one has like Capcom versus SNK and like Power Stone and shit like that.
Right.
Obscure titles.
We then go to Best Action Adventure Game, and this is great. I'm glad because there's a couple of things here, a couple of games here that made it into the list because we knew Expedition 33 was going to be the competition. But we get Best Action Adventure Game went to Hollow Knight Silksong, which I didn't enjoy the game, but I know it's amazing. Like I can tell by it it's an amazing game. It's just not for me. I'm glad it won an award tonight because of all the years for them to release a game they've been working on for 7 years. Expedition 33 is a tough, fucking cookie to beat for the game of the year. But they got that one, which was great. Then we got the Best Action Game, and again, delighted we got Hades 2 winning an award here. Hades 2 was my absolute competition to Expedition 33. I fucking loved Hades 2. Yeah. Still playing it. Like I haven't fully finished it, but I really enjoy that game. I have so much fun playing that game, which I don't have often when I'm playing. Like, I mean, not to say every video game is a chore, but it's rare where I come across a game like Hades 2. I'm like, I could just sit around and just do this loop again and again and again.
Fucking stacked here. Yeah, this is
Tough, man. Like Hades 2 not winning, not up for game, considering the quality. And like Craig has, I think he's finished it like 100% pretty much. I think we were laughing because he's very anti-platinum, going for platinum trophies, which I understand because some of them are dumb. Like some games are, the trophy hunt's a dumb thing to take part in. But we were laughing because he's like, oh, I'd never get involved with platinum trophies. And then he showed us his status for Hades 2, and we we're like, this is on PlayStation, but this would be a platinum trophy for you. Like you've done everything. But a case that he was not like that. Before he played Hades 1, he was not a rogue gamer at all.
He'd never tried them. He heard the idea and he's like, no, lazy gameplay. And I was like, no, man, that's perfect.
If you play the game, he's
the perfect gameplay. It's infinitely playable.
Yeah, and he has put countless amount of time into Hades 2. So Hades 2, a deserver of an award for the show for sure. And it was going to be tough for the game of the year, but I'm glad it got best action game. Best VR AR game went to The Midnight Walk, which is that kind of stop motion or claymation.
Yeah, the little guy with a candle, I think. On his head
which looked class, and I think that'd be a really fun VR AR game to get. I didn't recognize most of the others, or in terms of, to me, they were fairly bog standard VR games. I'm glad this kind of the interesting one won it. Best mobile game, a category I couldn't give two shits about. I went to
Ukasami Pretty Derby.
Yeah, that's the one.
I knew this.
So horse racing?
I didn't know this one. I was thinking Wuthering Waves could have taken it. I'm surprised it didn't still, but yeah, this one is it's horse racing, but they're like
have hot chicks in it.
Yeah, anime girls, like waifus or whatever. It's fucking weird. So
world,
weird.
I'm glad I'm not in. Best community support for the second or third year running, Baldur's Gate 3. Larian Studios are killing it, and they really are killing it because we'll get on to their announcement for this year. So Larian Studios, hats off. They're still very much. I think they're becoming very much a household name at this stage as a game developer. Best ongoing game, much to Andrew's delight, No Man's Sky.
Yep.
I mean, happy to see it. They seem delighted to still be getting the award. I know that we always laugh about how No Man's Sky was a really shit start, but they've kind of, it is the redemption story, I think, when it comes to game developers, that they've come out and they've kind of delivered the game that they said they would, all for pretty much free, I think. Games for Impact, we got South of Midnight, and this is, not that I know that Games for Impact is more like a cultural thing where you're focusing on like, different cultures or that represented in video games, and South of Midnight is that kind of, what would you say, the down by the bayou kind of vibe. I was really, really keen to play this, but it's an Xbox game. And I know that we've gotten Halo and Gears of War and Forza were all kind of announced for PlayStation. And I was like, where's the fucking South of Midnight announcement? And when they went and took the award, they said, hey, South of Midnight coming to PlayStation next spring. I was like, fuck yes.
That'll be spring? I think so. Been like tonight or something.
It would have been, yeah. I mean, that would have been great. But I'm not like, it's not a game that I'm dying to get my hands on. But knowing that it's coming, I'll be like, okay, that's my spring game. Will be South of Midnight because I think that looks excellent. I'm glad they got an award as well. Innovation in accessibility. Doom the Dark Ages, which I hadn't really paid attention to this category in terms of the nominees there. I wasn't aware of what they were capable of.
I remember this, actually. I think I was dealing with the dog when this happened.
Yeah, Ripley was kind of causing you a bit of hassle during she does not like creatures on the TV.
Yeah, she wanted to take the Doomslayer out.
But hats off, Doom the Dark Ages. I think came out and then went quiet, considering a Doom game. It just wasn't
as good as Doom Eternal, and I think people are pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was. I never played it, so I don't take it from me. It wasn't as good, but I've heard.
We go to Best Adaptation, which to me was one of the criminal.
This whole thing was bullshit.
Yeah.
Like Sonic 3 not being here or Secret Level. I think Secret Level should have made the cut.
See, I wonder is Secret Levels a different... I wonder it's because it's episodic and each episode is different. Does it not fill the criteria to be in this category?
I think it's the perfect criteria.
To me, Secret Levels was a no-brainer to be in this. And, but I guess, do you give it to a certain episode? Or how do you... Because it's different people and different art groups are involved in each episode. So
I think you give it to the idea.
Of that we're doing this.
And I think after that you don't really give it to Secret Level anymore, but like it should have got a nod. Although even if it made the cut, I mean Sonic would have made the cut, and it's still probably not beating Sonic.
Which is the biggest disappointment. Sonic 3 should have been there,
It would have swept.
Love that movie.
Nothing here would have stood a chance
No,
against it.
but it was won by The Last of Us Season 2, which
Yeah.
I still haven't watched, which is kind of where I'm kind of like, oh, like, I mean, I'm not pulled by it. What I've seen in the trailers, not kind of, I enjoyed Season 1. I prefer the video game, to be honest.
Yeah.
But there we go. So we now go on to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the 10 categories that Expedition 33 was nominated in. And I'm going to go for the one and only category that they didn't win here, Chris.
Okay.
Best audio design was won by Battlefield 6.
I don't even know why they were in here. Like, it just kind of shoehorned in. Like, audio design, like the sound it makes when you parry. Like, fuck, who cares? Like,
I mean, the audio designs, because I remember Call of Duty when it won it with Warzone or whatever, the first, whatever.
like, that makes sense.
That was incredible. I remember having my headphones on and playing that game and hearing where everybody was around me. I was like, the design of this is insane.
And that's why Arc Raiders should have been in this, or just like the sound that, like, when a fucking leaper notices you, that like, bang, like, it's terrifying.
Yeah, all disturbing, all very kind of disturbing, dystopian kind of noises. But yes, this went to Battlefield 6. I mean, I think based on the nominees, a worthy winner. I think it's a worthy winner over Expedition 33. I don't think there's anything. We'll get to the other categories, but I think from a sound design perspective, I don't think Expedition 33 did anything kind of outstanding. So let us go to all of the categories in which Expedition 33 won. And they broke the record for most nominations, and they, of course, have broken the record for the most wins as well. Best RPG.
I have a problem with this category now, too. I don't think... I know we've always called them RPGs, but I don't think Expedition 33 is an RPG anymore.
What would you...
The term RPG was originally... It was coined that way as kind of like an homage or a nod to like D&D, where like the very first Final Fantasy, you selected a class specifically, right?
Right.
And you named that character, and then like that was Darren the Wizard, right?
Yeah.
And you chose that.
I like the sound of that.
But from then on, like after that, it gradually got less and less like that, and more just like you are assigned a role. Like, but this is it, and that's not role playing. That's.
But would you not say with the level of customization in terms of how you build a character in Expedition 33, you don't think it should be a role-playing game?
I don't think that is that's not a role-playing game. You're not like putting your shoes like in your fantasy character. It's just like why isn't Halo a role-playing game? You're putting your shoes in like Master Chief's armor.
But
I'm role playing as Master Chief.
But do you build up there's no skill tree. I think any game that has a skill tree in it, I would consider a role playing game, because you're developing.
Arc Raiders has a skill tree.
You're
really reaching here with the skill tree, man. Like much stuff. Like Call of Duty has perks and stuff like that. Like
perks, I'd say, are different to a skill. Like in terms of bonuses. I mean, but I will say Arc Raiders, I'd almost consider like I'd happily have that in an RPG category. If you are talking about like this character that goes, because you design the character, you create that character, like there's loads of customization options, blah, blah, blah. You design your character. Here's the skill tree. What you want your character to be specialized at, you're playing a role. I'm playing the super mobile or super survivalist character in this game. And with, I think, Expedition 33, you get so many builds for your characters that, like with Lune, for example, I had her as just like the fire witch, essentially, because all of her, when I was playing that game, all of her stuff was put into just her being this like super powerful flame mage. Do you know what I mean? And I think that was me playing a role with Lune, and then with Mael, she was kind of just a tank, really, I suppose. Nothing too exciting for her. But with the characters, I was building specific roles for them to play, and it gives me the option to build those specific roles. Like you're not, it's not like a God of War where you're like, this dude's just a tank and you have 3 weapons and just fucking wreck people with that. That's an action game. That's not a role-playing game, really. Whereas I think with Expedition 33, it's very much a build your character.
I mean, we can argue about this all day. I'll never agree. I don't think this should be considered RPG.
What category what genre would you put?
I think we need to like go back and resort this out, like maybe turn-based strategy or something like along those lines.
Do you think we get enough of those games for that to be a category in which would be viable every year in the Game Awards? Do you think we're getting enough turn-based games these days for?
Yeah, aren't we like the Refantasio one at last? Like
metaphor.
A lot of these games could have been moved into that. Like, well, all I'm saying is like, and this is the biggest, like a lot of the community is pissed off right now, is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is meant to be a much better RPG in the sense of you are role playing.
Yes, very much so.
And it should have won that category. Yeah. And whereas don't get me wrong, Expedition 33 is one of the best games I've ever played, but they're right. I don't think this is a role-playing game. I think I'm following somebody else's story. I'm not like, it's not Baldur's Gate where I'm living out my fantasy as a fucking orc barbarian or something.
Fair. Yeah. No, I wouldn't disagree with that one. So you think that should have gone to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, essentially? As a role-playing...
I mean, you can't give it to that game and then give it Game of the Year. Like, they're in the same category.
No, I mean, in the same category, yes. But I suppose if Expedition 33
was...
Well,
yes, I think they need to start...
really defining the...
They got a lot of ironing out with a lot of categories, I think they need to...
Fair. We'll get on to, I suppose, two of the most contentious awards now, which is the Best Independent Game and Best Debut Indie Game. Expedition 33 won both.
People are going to think I got to keep saying I love Expedition 33.
No, I think you're totally fair in what you're saying.
Not an independent game. Like, look at how many people they had in their the French baguette suits.
Yeah, but in terms of you're talking about
the amount of people they had at the Game Awards show is bigger than an independent studio.
When you're talking about when you think about true indie games, and like that, because I know it was classed as essentially a AA indie game. By people that I would listen to, and when it rolled credits, I was like, "Look at the fucking amount of people that were involved in this game. This isn't a double A.
It's like 400 or something."
Yeah. I mean, I know they what would you say? They outsourced a huge amount of their thing outside the studio.
An independent company doesn't have that option though, because they are that small.
I think if you want to have an independent game, I would allow it to be maybe best independent game if you're defining a game as or best debut game.
That's another thing. Best debut game. Perfect. Perfect.
The studios come
drop
out.
indie from it. Just best debut game from a new
and if you want
company.
If you want to put in an indie game category, I think an indie game to me, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm not involved in making video games, so maybe there's people in development that would very much disagree with me. But I think an indie game would fall under that. Their budget is X amount. And anything above that couldn't be considered.
There definitely should be a cutoff. And these guys were also published by Kepler. And a lot of people were always argue well, Kepler's not that big.
They were in
published 90% of the trailers.
Oh my God. They were everywhere last night. I was like, is there anything they haven't published? Yeah. So yes, I would say this is where I feel games like Hades 2 or Hollow Knight Silk Song should have been better represented in these kind of categories. Now, best debut indie game, they weren't going to win either. Either of them weren't going to win that one because these are sequels. But I
think they should drop indie from this and just best debut game. Why is it indie? Why does it have to be indie? It could just be a brand new company.
I think the game industry is kind of changing a lot right now because I think when you were talking about the Game Awards when they first introduced this, you had all the big... Because AAA is changing. AAA isn't being as accepted as it once was, I don't think. We're looking at this being hey, you guys aren't delivering. Yeah. And I think at a time you had all these big studios who were constantly lashing out these games, so an independent game was an independent company was the most likely one to bring out a debut game. But now you've got groups like Sandfall just entering the thing, and AA games have kind of entered the road, and I think now you can say, hey, we can call it best debut game category now. Let's take the indie out of it, because best debut game, you or I or I think anybody in the podcast would have any qualms about Expedition 33 winning that. But I've got a big issue with them being considered an indie game. It's not, as I define an indie game. They're not. But they won both of those. Congratulations, Expedition 33. At this stage, your trophy count is 3 out of 4. Not bad. Best performance, a category that had, of the 6 nominees, or 5 nominees, 3 of which were from Expedition 33. Ben Starr playing Verso, Charlie Cox playing Gustave, and of course Jennifer English playing Mael. And I thought it was going to go to Ben Starr, but Jennifer English took it, and I'm a big fan of her. I think she's fantastic. I have no qualms with her winning that. Cool. Mael is not my favorite character in the game, but I think her delivery for some of those big emotional scenes, top notch.
Yeah. I think I haven't played it yet, but I've heard Dispatch might have been robbed here. Maybe not robbed, but should have had a place at this table.
Yeah, was there any? No.
Dispatch got narrative, I think, but it didn't win.
Didn't win narrative, yeah. So yeah, again, Expedition 33 just walking away with it. We then go to an undeniable win for them. Best score in music.
Yeah. They could best score in music in gaming history. They have a chance.
On my way up to yours, when I picked up Andrew on my way up to yours, and when on my way home, I was playing the soundtrack from that, and no cars on the road at fucking 20 to 5 in the morning. I was like, oh, this music is so good.
It's one of the few gaming set. Like I'll listen to them like, oh yeah, fuck. I love Mega Man 2 soundtrack, but I won't listen to it seriously. Right?
No.
This
Whereas
one
this
I will.
one,
This
yeah,
one's
some of the songs
fantastic.
are fucking, and it's funny because there's one or two songs that I wouldn't listen to normally, but I did enjoy last night when I was driving home after I dropped Andrew off. The Monoko song, came on.
Monoko, yeah,
Wow! I was like, yeah, this is fucking this thing. It slaps. I wouldn't listen to it regularly,
Yeah.
but it slaps when it comes on. So, hats off. The guy I was only reading today, Lorian Testard, who composed it. They found him on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I think I tried to bring this up. Like, I think I said Fiverr or something stupidly, but like they found him randomly.
Yeah, on SoundCloud, and we're like, hey, do you want to compose the fucking score for this game? And he goes on to win the fucking Game Awards in his first ever attempt at scoring. Hats off to the dude.
Fucking crazy.
He-
but
it was
like,
his-
did he actually like? There's an orchestra there. There's a singer. Like, did he actually like compose stuff for them? Like,
I would assume. I mean,
assume
if
the singer was writing her own stuff.
no, like I mean, if you're one who Alice, whatever her name is, who would come in, she I think was just hired as a singer, and here are the lyrics. Now, Lorian
Fuck, it came
Testard.
so natural to her.
Yeah, she's unbelievable. But I think him, and I'd be interested to, because I'm not 100% sure on this, so like, correct me if I'm wrong, thegiftogamepodcast@gmail.com. But Lorian Testard, I think, came in and composed like the battle music, the emotional scenes, all of the really good shit. And I think what happened after that was the introduction of melodies and lyrics were done by, because I don't like Lorian Testard, I don't think he's not French, but all of this music is French,
okay.
that kind of way. So I think other people would have come in, but I think he was probably the backbone of the soundtrack for this game. But I mean, imagine getting contacted by, hey, Soundfall Entertainment wants you to fucking, compose a thing for this video game. You're like, sure, and ends up being the fucking one of the biggest video games.
Yeah,
in
but Charlie Cox moment,
years.
he's like, shit, maybe I should play this.
Yeah. Holy shit! Like, what have I got involved in? So congratulations to him. We then go on to best art direction. Again, a no-brainer.
This was another. Fuck. This might even be better than their soundtrack. Like the art direction of this game was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was top notch. Other games in there were kind of, I mean, I think Hollow Knight Silksong was in there, Hades 2 was in there, pretty much.
Oh yeah, every time they announced something, I was like, well, it could be though. It could be. Like all of them looked gorgeous.
Yeah, like
And
Hades
their
2
own-
is crisp. It's so crisp.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of, I
Hollow
knew.
Knight looks hand drawn.
Yeah.
Like,
But I knew from the very first dungeon that you go to in Expedition 33, where you're kind of essentially underwater and the world is. I knew from that point, I was like, whatever they're doing with the style of this place is fucking unbelievable. Like,
See, it goes. It's even more simple for me. Just like the effects on, like, what is it called? It's not their blood. It's their
They're chrome.
Their chroma, yeah. When you just like attack somebody, it just sprays out. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
this
that
game
was
is so
amazing.
stylistic. Yeah. Best narrative, Expedition 33. Again, no complaints here. I haven't been engrossed in a story like that in a long time. And what I love about the podcast is that we as a group have pretty much split. I won't do any spoilers here because I know Andrew's only getting into Expedition 33
The
now.
ending, yeah.
But we have the endings, and I love how we were split. All of us
I
were
don't
pretty
understand
much
how we're split, 'cause it's
50.
fucking
But none of us
clear.
do.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
what I love about it. And we had a full blown.
Fucking
Again,
clear.
with Craig, we had a big fiery debate on which was the and you're a fool for thinking this, you're a fool for thinking that, and I love that they have created a story whereby people can be so split and can be so fucking dead set that their decision was the best one. So hats off to them, and I like how when they came out to accept that award, they didn't try to confirm a real ending. They said, "We hope you enjoyed all endings." Blah blah blah. So I was like, great. They're just leaving it up to us to accept whichever one we deem. So hats off. Best narrative, best game direction, Expedition 33. Again, an efficient game from start to
I
finish.
still don't really understand what this category means. I think this should get like switched up to like best innovation, which it would still win because it's take on the turn-based strategy or turn-based combat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like,
I think the best game direction is terms how I've deemed it, and I guess it could be wrong. I know whoever came out to read out that award, I can't remember, did go into details. Oh, it was Todd Howard came out to discuss game direction. But I think it's kind of, a game that sets out like this is our goal here. And in terms of efficiently, they went with this is our theme, this is whatever else, and from A to Z, we nailed all those points along the way to create this game. So from start to finish, our direction was perfect. We said we wanted this, and every step of the way to get to there was a step that was, for me as a gamer, thoroughly enjoyable. So, best game direction.
Okay, yeah, all right.
That's how I see it anyway.
Still, it's stuff on the wrap my head around.
And finally, Chris, to no one's surprise, at least on this podcast, Game of the Year. Our nominees were Death Stranding 2, Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and... Oh, God, I can't remember who the last one was. Donkey Kong. And Expedition 33. Now, I don't know if this is true. I haven't verified this. I haven't watched it. But supposedly, when Death Stranding 2 didn't win it, supposedly Kojima walked out. Supposedly. I can't verify this. I haven't looked. But I was reading on a comment section that people were talking about, like, is no one going to talk about Kojima leaving when Death Stranding 2 wasn't announced? And I'm like, damn, is that true? So I haven't verified it. But interesting that guy was sitting there thinking he was so sure. And don't get me wrong, Craig loves the game. People have loved the game. My brother loves the game. I know that there's good stuff there, but I just can't get my head around it as a...
How's your brother fucking played that game and not Expedition 33?
Oh, he's... Graham, not Andrew. Graham has played Death Stranding, and he is now playing Expedition 33. The two of them are playing Expedition 33 at the same time, interestingly enough. But yes... I don't know if that's true or not, but not to take away, hats off to Expedition 33, and it was great because I think they were nominated for 10 categories. It looks like they had the main core of their staff there, all in their berets and the classic French, the stereotypical French look. And it seems to me that they had one person for each category if they won to go up and give an acceptance speech and a thank you speech. And it was great to see the whole team pretty much throughout the night step up there and accept fucking 9 Game Awards, like fucking walking crazy, away with it. Before we get into announcements, Chris, any highlights in terms of the awards? Flute Guy, did you enjoy Flute Guy for
Flute
the
guy,
medley?
He always steals the show.
The Street.
I also didn't. Yeah, Flute Guy was great, but I didn't really like the musical performances.
No, people have said that they seem to follow, because they have the Game Awards has its own theme. And they seem to bring that out and then play the rest of the music around it. I thought the Kingdom Come Deliverance tune sounded great. I thought the rest of them were fairly bland. Like, they didn't explode. Donkey Kong, your girl coming out to sing the Donkey Kong section kind of was big. Everything else was blended too much.
There was also something just off about the sound quality too, because they had Claire Obscured. They played the Red
opened
Noir
with
or
it.
Whatever, the Vietnam.
Oh, I can't remember the name of the title.
Yeah, the Renoir fight.
Yes, with the fucking heavy guitar solo.
Yeah, it didn't sound good.
No, and I said to you, I was wondering if you're in the audience, does it sound much better? As people who are listening to it being streamed, are we missing something? But yeah, sound quality for that kind of stuff wasn't great. But we got Flute Guy. But listen, what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the announcements, which I think at the start of this episode, we talked about how we were pretty much disappointed with this awards show.
I mean, let's be honest. Awards are great, but the real reason we stayed up until fucking 4:30 in the morning was to watch awesome new trailers, and I have regrets. I took work off.
Me too, right? Shit, yeah, here we are recording on our day off. So we recorded before we sat down to watch the show. We recorded, you, me, and Andrew, a piece on what we were hoping to come out, and I'm going to throw this in now.
A wish list.
And Chris, once we've had a listen to this, we can come back and say, yeah, this maybe set us off on the wrong path. So here we go. Take a listen. All right, gentlemen, we're about 20 minutes from the start of the Game Awards pre-show, and I thought it might be fun before we get into it to talk about the things that we hope to see popping up. If there's anything that you're really keen on, or to you would be an excellent Game Awards if it had X, Y, and Z. So we'll kind of go around the table one piece at a time. Chris, I'll start with you. What are you most hoping appears?
I mean, this year could have the makings of being some of the wildest trailers we've seen. There's a lot of hype around a bunch of things. We still do. I know you're going to say Kingdom Hearts 4. I know.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get to that.
And I don't know. I've never been so high on the Half-Life 3 hopium as I am right now. I think it might actually happen.
Do you think that they're going to do a Steam machine? Here's what it
I think there's going to be some sort of tie-in for sure. Or I can't see them announcing a different game other than Half-Life 2. Accompany this huge hardware push that they're doing. But they might. Who knows? It could be something else. Other than that, I would love to see... I don't think we're going to see anything Soulsian, but I do expect something from FromSoft, and I think it might be another Armored Core.
Oh, and you love the previous
Armored Core 6 is still the most recent
That's
game.
the Fires Rubicon one, isn't it?
That game really destroyed me when I finished it. Like, I was so depressed.
Just the whole...
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to convince them? Okay, so a new Armored Core announcement. Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
What else
and that's like the new stuff. I think we're still going to see, like, probably going to see some more content from 2XKO. Probably going to see some more content from the Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls game.
We saw that. It looks really good.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see some more of that stuff. There's that statue. I think everyone's heard about the statue at this point. But
so it was a statue, for those who don't know, it was a picture of a statue with kind of like armor and weapons
in the Mojave
and things
Desert.
like that in the Mojave Desert. So you've got one theory of it being...
Divinity,
which, Andrew, you agree with?
Yeah,
right?
I think it's Divinity as well, yeah.
And I've heard that people are thinking that could be God of War based in Egypt as a potential prequel to original God of War, so like young Kratos, potentially. Who knows? Okay, Chris, so you got Half-Life 3, you've got... What was your
Half-Life 3 I think might actually happen. The hopefuls are I want to see an Armored Core, and I don't even know what else. Like, new, obviously I want to see like more Dustbloods content and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know about new.
But things that haven't been announced. So we know we're getting Dustbloods. Is there anything that you're like, man, I'd love to see X?
Not at the top of my head, really. Yeah.
Alright, fair. Andrew, what would be your first?
I've got 3 that I'm hoping for. I go from order of lowest to highest. Divinity, because I loved Original Sin 2, and obviously Baldur's Gate was great as well. So I am hoping this statue thing is the statue from Divinity, and that's the big... Look at us, we're making Divinity Original Sin 3, or
if they do
whatever happens to be.
Divinity Original Sin 3, seeing as Baldur's Gate 3 was kind of released 2 years ago, when do you think we see it?
Late 2027 before we see it.
Reasonable.
I think it's as well. I mean, like, a lot of people have been introduced to Larian through Baldur's Gate who would never have seen any of the Divinity games, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and Divinity was pretty slept on. A lot of people still say it's better than Baldur's Gate.
I think it is.
It's been more of a streamline. Baldur's Gate is a bit too many options, I think.
That's why I struggled to finish it.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I finished it once and got the worst ending possible. And I went back to try it again, and I could only get as far as, I think... Oh, where did I even get to? I didn't even get out of Act 1. It's just there's too much. There's too many, yeah. So Divinity would be my first choice, because, again, Original Sin 2 was a fantastic game. Really enjoyed it. But that would be my bottom of the 3 choices. My second one was I'm expecting to see something maybe for FF7.
Yeah, that's
3.
on my list. Yeah, part 3. I'm hoping a teaser trailer. It's the perfect setup.
Yeah.
We're entering the period where they begin to show the first trailers. If it's following the same kind of pattern as Rebirth, around about now, because if it's due to come out in, let's say, early 2027, around about now is the prime time for first teaser. Yeah. And your top?
My final one, the top one, the one
Lighting on
Fire.
Yeah,
I have been waiting so patiently. So patient.
When was the last time we got an announcement for it?
The only time we got an announcement
was just the announcement.
Yeah.
When was that, like a year ago?
Last year's
Game Awards.
Yeah, and then nothing since.
Oh, I don't know.
Hasn't been a peep out of them since.
It'd be unusual for their only appearances to be Game Awards.
Yeah, and they did say as well, like, because it's obviously with No Man's Sky still receiving all the free updates and stuff. He did mention there recently that a small select team is working on Light No Fire. So, I mean, it means that, like, it's a very small team working on it, and we're probably not going to see anything for it. It's basically probably his way of saying, look, we overhyped the first one, we're going to do nothing for the second one, and we'll just bring it out as it comes out, kind of thing. We won't see the mad hype, and I think they've maybe overlearned their lesson from the first one. The amount of hype went into No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, keep it low.
But I think they're going
No
below.
Man's Sky the one that they promised everything, nothing arrived, and the guy the main developer went into hiding. Essentially. Yeah.
Because death threats and everything, the whole team was getting death threats. And to be fair, like, since it's come out now, it's everything that was promised for free, and above and beyond what you could ever expected from it for free. The game they have now is miles beyond what it was ever promised to be, and it was all for free. So
can't complain.
No, they helped themselves on that one.
For myself, Final Fantasy VII Part 3, Final Fantasy VII Returns, I think is probably what we're going to get as a name. We'll get that. We'll get the first teaser trailer. We might get a
I have seen a screenshot of the worst one. It was Final Fantasy Revengeance.
I hope to God it's not Revengeance. Yeah, Returns I think would be an apt name for the final part of this whole remake, and I would love to see like a teaser trailer with the. I think Craig said it as well, where we'll get to see where the game starts off from. Are they doing a time skip? Where does the party kick off from? I won't spoil anything for you, Andrew, because you're currently...
Yeah, I'm doing it down. I'm not going to do it before this.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see where it picks up. That's what I'd love to see. My second one would, of course, be Kingdom Hearts 4. That I know. I just want to know that game is still actually being made, because it has been...
Too long.
It's been...
A while.
3+ years since they first announced it. And again, that was on Unreal Engine 5, and I reckon they've scrapped that and gone to Unreal Engine 4 because it sounded like they had development hell.
Yeah, it sounds like they're having a hard time, but alright.
So
Everyone had a hard time with. I mean, it seems like Embark is the only.
Arc Raiders is the only game so far that's really...
Well, not just Arc Raiders, but the finals.
Well, the finals
Which
did
is
as well,
also
yeah, of course.
Embark.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Embark knows something that most people don't.
Can't seem to figure it out. And my third one would be, I know Naughty Dog are making Intergalactic, and it seems like that game's not coming out until like late 2027, judging by their how they've said it's working. But I'd love to see, if I could, that they are working on something else, and I'd love to see either a remake or just like resetting Jak and Daxter.
Oh yeah.
I'd love for Jak and Daxter to come out again and pit themselves, because I mean Ratchet and Clank on the PS5 as a release game people went mad for, and I think Jak and Daxter could, because we had like Astrobot's done well, the Crash Bandicoot remake's done well, Spyro not so much, but
Donkey Kong,
Donkey Kong,
yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, and I was always a Jak and Daxter guy, so I'd love to see that they are maybe remaking the first one in like PS5 graphics, and they say, hey, we know you're looking forward to Intergalactic, but in the meantime here's
this
Jak and Daxter
to whet your appetite.
And predictions, guys, what do you think the biggest announcement will be? Do we get a GTA 6 trailer?
I think we get a trailer.
My thing is
Shit.
I
don't give a shit.
the thing, yeah, that's the thing. It's like we're gonna get a trailer, but the problem is like the last trailer was amazing and fantastic and great, but it was just. I know they're saying like parts of this are in game. It was like what parts? There's like this all just looks thing. So yeah, it looked fantastic. But I mean, if we just get another one of those, like okay, but
Show me the actual.
I want to see what the game looks like.
Yeah.
There's a couple things like the statue obviously is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Half-Life 3 is going to be huge.
Half-Life 3, man.
It's gonna
Because
happen.
there was Game Informer. I was on YouTube earlier, and Game Informer had like their countdown to when they were starting their own pre-show. So they were doing a pre-show before the pre-show.
Yeah.
I think they were doing their own one in the lead up, and the YouTube comments were nothing but Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3. Everybody was like,
people are going
there's a
crazy.
lot of hope.
People are
and
going
it's one of those
crazy.
things where I think if they do it, it'd be huge. It would be the biggest thing in the Game Awards.
I actually, part of me doesn't think it'll happen at the Game Awards because Steam is the type of company that would just like it would just pop up on the store.
Just
one
do it
day.
themselves,
Just
like
yeah, there'd
shadow
just be
drop
there'd be a banner that'd be like Half-Life 3 is coming. Just like they did with their hardware, where it's just like a banner.
Yeah,
like,
by the
oh,
way.
yeah.
Which would be mad because they could get so much hype with it. But yeah,
But that's the thing. Do they need so much hype beyond what they already have?
No,
that's
and the problem. I guess that, as you said, Chris, before we kind of started recording, is it too big to be successful? Like, is the hype and the wait for it been?
I do worry. Like, well, what are they going to do? Well, the thing about Valve is they might, like, all their games do have some sort of innovation of some sort. So they might just have some new sort of like fucking physics in this game that just like changes the game again.
Yeah. We'll wait and see. Well, gentlemen, we're about to crack into watching the pre-show of the thing, so we'll see when you and me actually hit up the podcast tomorrow after we've watched all this, we'll be able to say, hey, congratulations, Darren, you got Kingdom Hearts 4.
And you can go like, yeah, and Light and Fire will maybe be in the next Game Awards.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Well, gentlemen, let's enjoy the show, and until next time.
Peace out.
Well, Chris, as you can imagine, I did not get Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh God, listening to that back makes me question my own intelligence.
But it's none of these were outside the realm
I don't know. Like,
of possibility, Chris.
Half-Life 3. What the fuck was I thinking? What was I thinking?
We just want these things, Chris. So out of our
It
9,
is crazy too. Like no GTA mention, no Duskbloods mention, no Light No Fire again, no Final Fantasy, like
no Kingdom Hearts 4, no Jak and Daxter, which in fairness to Jak and Daxter was a shot in the dark.
outlandish one.
Yeah. And no Armored Core.
Yeah, that was my outlandish. Or sorry, I keep calling them outlandish. I don't think they were that outlandish.
Yeah.
The
Shot in the dark.
Yeah. Although we did get the other Armored Core in Ace Combat.
Yes.
Which I probably should start get into because they're apparently like pretty close to Armored Core games.
Well,
and it's published by the same company.
the last one I probably played would have been about maybe 5 or 6. Me and Andrew got into Ace Combat for a while.
I never played a single one.
And
Never had that Pilot Fantasy.
They were fun. I mean, back on the PlayStation 2, 3 era, I can't remember what we played on. They were good. But yes, I'll go through the list of announcements that we got, Chris. Now, obviously, I don't want this episode to go on for fucking ever. So I will read down the list in the order in which they appeared throughout the Game Awards.
Okay, cool.
Stop me on anything that I'll just give a brief thing and stop me on anything that you want to talk about. First announcement was the Free Shepherd coming out in 2027, a dog herding sheep in a broken
All
world.
I remember about this is having to like crate my dog because she went bananas.
She was not happy with a dog on the TV.
No.
Then we got Decrepit, which was from an indie developer, which was a soul.
This is the one we thought was VR.
Yes.
Kind of looked dark and darker-ish.
Yeah.
This one looked all right.
Yeah. And
Shocking that it wasn't VR because it didn't look like it had like the best graphics.
No, but indie studio, so I'm like, cool. Someone's out there, they're trying it. Then we got Audio Mech, which was that game where you fight against whatever sound you're playing. So you can stream whatever music you want, and you've got 3 forms of attack. You've got the bass, the vocal, or the treble, and based on the music that you're listening to, that's how your ship or your thing will fire its attack. And I thought, cool idea. I mean,
yeah,
a nice way to listen to some music. Sit down and listen to some music and play.
Oh, is that the idea? I thought you were like supposed to like sing into a mic.
No, heavens no, Jesus Christ, no.
Fuck that.
No. It's just you stream music, and based on the song you're listening to, that will determine how your craft is firing off weapons and all that kind of stuff. Interesting idea. We then got the release date for Pragmata, and the demo released after the Game Awards, April 24th next year.
Fuck, I should probably try that out.
Yeah, I might give that a go.
Well, you can. It's only on Steam.
Oh, but the demo for consoles is coming out at a later date. Yeah,
is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's not on the day.
Mm-hmm.
Pragmata, I was really intrigued by the initial trailer I saw. I've watched that trailer again today, Chris. This trailer didn't do a whole lot for me.
It's all right. Like,
it didn't really sell the game. I thought with kind of their chosen bits, because Pragmata, in the first instance that I saw it, I was like, cool, okay, what's going on here? But this trailer just wasn't really put together well. Just not a good showcasing of what I think maybe the game is capable of. Then we got Bradley the Badger.
This game looked fucking dope. And this one looked
Chris,
dope.
At this point in the Game Awards, I'm like, yeah, all right, we got it. We're warming up to, we haven't been disappointed at this stage. Bradley the Badger, who is Badger-born, Cyber Badger, and I can't remember the other kind of style of game.
It's very reminiscent of the old Gex games, where like every map would be like a different. I think it was movie
genre
tropes.
of movie. Yes,
yeah. This one is clearly based around video games.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a weird like Bloodborne.
But then we got that weird bit at the end. So it goes through a kind of a Bloodborne kind of Gothic style. Then it does the cyberpunk style. And then I can't remember what the last style that it did. But then it went into
Last of Us or the
Last of Us. Yeah. And then it went into a weird real life thing where the guy thought he was the Badger, and then it clicked back to the animated one. So I'm quite intrigued by this. It's an interesting concept.
I hope they don't try to go too cerebral with it. Just give me a new platforming mascot. That's all I want. That's all I really want.
We can all get behind Bradley the Badger.
Yeah.
Stupid Never Dies.
I don't even know if the game looked awful, but they really lost me in that weird, like, bubblegum punk intro,
pop punk kind of, and I
wouldn't even go pop punk.
Just punk. That
was like New Age Machine Gun Kelly, where he's fucking dancing around.
And I don't mind. I don't mind that music so much per se, but the music in the trailer went on for far too long. It was kind of I was sitting there. I felt a bit cringe after a while watching this trailer, being like, no, stop the music. Let me see the game because this isn't selling me. And it's that weird kind of what is it? There's a girl who's a human and a guy who's a zombie, and they're kind of into each other, and it's a bit
he's
kind
a
of
cheerleader. He was a skater boy.
Yeah, fucking not for me,
and
Chris.
Another crazy thing about this, because I think that was a new company, and we should probably bring this up and just have this as an underlying topic that we continue to bring up, is apparently getting these trailer slots is incredibly expensive.
Prohibitively expensive, I would almost say.
I heard upwards of like $450,000 for a minute and up to like $1 million for 3 minutes, and this was a long ass trailer. So somebody paid $1 million to showcase this. Like,
I hope it pays off. I don't know if it will.
We can't even get Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I know, right? But Square Enix, that's what I mean. They don't want to pay that kind of money these days, and that's what we won't have time on this episode, I think, to get into that. But I think we should do an episode on reviewing when we get into the new year, maybe reviewing kind of what we think is wrong with the Game Awards, because I felt going through this that I thought there's a lot wrong with the Game Awards currently.
It's turning in a grim direction.
Yes.
I do think the next round of Nintendo Direct's State of Plays are going to be fucking bangers. Though.
Yeah, everyone holding back.
Yeah, I think they probably... Because the reason we know about the prices now is probably because there's a lot more rumblings of them.
Yeah.
Because somebody obviously just like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Why is it so expensive this year?
It's,
so
like,
now,
it's like the fucking NFL halftime show, and it's video games, guys. Can we all relax?
Yeah. So now we're hearing about it. So I bet you a lot of companies were just like, I'm not fucking paying you guys.
No way. Not that kind of money. So Stupid Never Dies, pretty poor, but was followed up by, and I watched it again today, I'm keen, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. Doesn't do anything for you?
Yeah, I'll try it. I don't know.
My only thing about it
I
is
haven't been blown away by Star Wars games since like Shadow of the Empire for
Fair.
fucking N64.
My only thing about the thing about Fate of the Old Republic is it's Casey Hudson, the guy who was behind Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect 2.
Oh, that's right.
The BioWare genius.
This.
So I'm kind of like, if this dude is behind the narrative and the story writing behind Star Wars,
was
yes.
a banger. Yeah.
So if that's the case, great. But my only concern is Star Wars Eclipse was shown to us at the Game Awards 3 years ago maybe. I don't know if that game's dead or not. And my thing is like, great, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. Is that 2029? Like, we got like a teaser trailer, but there's, how far in development is that game? Probably not very. So we
wasn't
probably
the only Star Wars game we got.
Oh, we'll get to that, and I've stepped on that one, Chris, and I'm happy about that one too. But that will come to that one at the end. Toxic Commando, zombie multiplayer. We saw them. We thought it was you thought it was the Call of Duty zombie game, but it ended up being their brand new thing. You get into vehicles, run down zombies.
Oh right, yeah. It looked exactly like COD Zombies.
Yeah, but it's a new thing.
It was called Toxic Commando.
Yeah, seems fine.
Yeah, that one looked all right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd play that. I think it's a standalone zombies, which I've been asking for ages.
Yeah.
As long as it's priced properly.
Exactly, yeah. As long as we're not paying 60 quid for Toxic Commando, or 70 or 80. Then we got, of course, what was the statue we were talking about in our predictions earlier on. It was, in fact, Divinity. And we got, Chris, a 5-minute long, I watched it again this morning, just short of 5-minute long trailer. That trailer absolutely slaps, man. It's so good.
The crazy thing is, like, hindsight's 2020, but like this should have been the big announcement.
It should have been at the end, and we'll talk about
easily the big announcement. We'll get to the other ones because
oh man, we were done by the end of this show. But it looks class, and I said it's a really grotesque kind of trailer. And
that's all we got. We got just grim dark bullshit.
Yes.
We didn't get any gameplay or anything.
No, but it looks.
We know what the gameplay is.
It's Larian.
Yeah,
and we know that they're good for their stuff. Next game was 4-Loop.
Yeah. 4-Loop was you were fighting. Because this was the one made by the creative behind Left 4 Dead.
Oh,
and you're fighting like those weird like robot alien things.
Oh,
but you keep getting cloned and
yes,
brought back.
Yeah. Where they just keep reintegrating you or whatever.
I was really hoping that they were going to drop a bomb about like another asymmetrical, because Left 4 Dead was probably the first asymmetrical PvP game I've ever played. So with that guy in mind, I thought he was going to make another one, but it didn't look like it was. It looked like Helldivers, another Helldivers, like just PvE content.
Interesting concept though, in terms of where they were running and the enemies that they were fighting, and your abilities all look like it would be quite, what would you say, a bit more open or flexible than the likes of Helldivers. So interesting. We then got one of my favorites of the show, and I know you weren't a big fan of this, but Coven of the Chicken Foot.
God, man.
I'm keen.
Are you?
Yeah. I think it looks good. It looks cute. I think there could be a really wholesome story there. This old lady with chicken feet.
You're not gonna play it, man.
Well, I can't play because it's only Steam, I think.
No.
But unless it comes out unless I get the Steam machine, Chris, in which case, let's go. But yeah, it looked fun. It was kind of like a cell shaded artsy kind of thing in the style of Ni no Kuni.
I like
about
the art style.
Last Guardian.
I don't like Last Guardian 2.
Just having a thing that you need to keep following you, and it's buggy as fuck, and we'll see. We then got Ontos, which was the one with the what's your man's name? Stelgard, whatever. Him and his son are big in the acting thing right now.
Oh yeah.
It's quite
Skarsgård.
And it's in the art style of, I'd say, a BioShock, with the same kind of just weird, fucked up kind of world, like big fantasy, not like your standard fantasy, but I would say. What's that? Steampunky kind of grimness. Looked interesting, kind of fresh. fine. I mean, I don't know if I'll play it, but it.
This
looks
had
interesting.
rumblings of being a rogue too, didn't it? Like you had like the labs and stuff, and there.
Yeah,
like,
they seem to be. It was hard to tell. Like I said, we got some kind of gameplay, but it wasn't really kind of explicit in what kind of style of game that you're playing. A first-person something, but I don't really know how it works. They didn't really get into that. After that, we got a DLC announcement for Zenless Zone Zero, Angels of Delusion. This was our first of our. And I think we should talk about that now, so we can just get it out of the way. This was one of the, there was maybe 2 or 3 other announcements of what I would call, I don't mean to be bad, in my opinion I'd call it anime slop, in that there's so many versions of the same game essentially.
Calling them slop is...
no, it's harsh because people love the games.
I would say asset flip almost.
Yes,
like,
yeah, I suppose that's better.
Or clone. Like,
exactly.
They all look the
MMOs,
same.
same kind of style of anime, same kind of style. And this was the kind of, I was watching this being like, okay, but the problem I had with this game show was that anytime they went into ads, or anytime they went into kind of more of the promoting, not exactly a world premiere thing, but promoting certain games, it was all of these Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, a Mobix or whatever they're called, and I'm like, these all look the fucking same to me, and there's so many of them.
And then it would always come back to Jeff Keighley. He's like, I'm so excited to play that, and like, fuck off.
Yeah, no,
man.
Come on,
Yeah.
Jeff, you haven't got time to play these.
Name it. What just played? Yeah.
So I had a big
Zenless
problem.
Zone Zero? Nope.
And that,
Genshin Impact.
And that killed, I think, the momentum for us throughout the show in terms of its pacing, where I was like, here's another fucking one of these that I just had zero interest in. So, yes.
Well, there was 2 because they're going to come up too, because there's the anime ones, and then there's also the riding in the the wake of Black Myth Wukong or whatever. There's also the Chinese fantasy games now.
The Chinese kind of, what would you call them, Souls-like?
No, I don't
No,
think so. A lot
maybe
of them look
just
boss-rushy,
boss rush action games. There was a huge amount of, like, we got Noah 3, which was kind of towards the end. We got Noah 3, Phantom Blade 0, Neo 3.
Neo 3 is, hold on. Neo 3 is a bit of a different beast, though, because they are
but it
traditionally,
all
like,
blended. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you'd asked me, if you'd show me all those trailers again and say to me, which one of these is Neo 3, I'd be like, I can't tell you. There were so many of them that were so similar.
That's fair.
And we got Phantom Blade 0, another one that looked kind of the same. I'll go through this list to see if I can find the rest of them. Do I have any more on this list? Lords, no, not Lords of the Fallen 2.
We'll skip over.
We'll come on,
We'll just be like, oh, another one of those.
After Angels of Delusion, we got 2XKO coming to consoles with a new character announcement as well.
This is one of the calls I got right. I
Yeah.
knew this was going to happen.
Congratulations, because I didn't really get any of this right.
Still no Marvel token. No, that's fucked.
Because this was, I thought it was a shoo-in for character announcements, because we've only gotten the initial characters announced. We then got, and I've since watched it again this morning, and I'm quite keen on it, the Resident Evil 9 Requiem Leon reveal. And it also told us that there's 2 kind of ways to play the game. Either as Leon, which is kind of more the action Resident Evil 4 style game, or the true Resident Evil survival game where you play as Ashcroft. I can't think of her first name. Really enjoyed the trailer. I'm not a hardcore Resident Evil player. 4 was the one I probably played the most of. But I watched this and said, yeah, I think for Resident Evil fans, they're in for a big old treat. That looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Order of the Sinking Star from the Braid creator, a puzzle game with over 1,400 puzzles. Great for puzzle fans.
Didn't do it for me.
No,
at all.
No, I'm not a puzzle game kind of guy.
Looked like all the puzzles were the same. It was just like a wave of light shoots out in 2 different directions, and it might bounce off a mirror.
Yeah, that's it. Then we get 2 announcements from Wizards of the Coast, Exodus and Warlock. We'll talk about Exodus first. This is kind of like, we were talking about how graphically it didn't look great, but I've watched the trailer again today. And it kind of looks like a fun space romp, just a space story. And it's the one with the bear. You can fight the bear in the Colosseum.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that could be a fun...
This is the one that looked like GoldenEye, though, right? Is that
at times, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the trailer did it any favors at times,
the
because
flat face like texture?
Yeah, and but there was other parts of the trailer where I was like, oh, it looks fine, like not next gen level graphics, but I was like, no, it looks okay. But yeah, there were certain scenes in the trailer that I kind of thought, ooh, this probably doesn't look as good as it should. Again, that's one I'd probably keep an eye on to see reviews, the price, and it might be if it comes to PlayStation, Essentials or whatever else, as a game I can download for free. One that I'd probably play because it looks like it could be good fun. We got Warlock after that.
This one looks cool, and I like the idea of maybe we're just going to get like individual games living out like the extreme end of like D&D class fantasy.
Could you imagine? Like they call this one Warlock, but we get Barbarian, we get Cleric, we get
Yeah.
all the kind of things. But yeah, this is a true D&D kind of game. There was one scene where they're surrounding a giant in a cave, like your party is surrounding a giant in the cave, and it felt to me like a campaign we had done. Do you know what I mean? It felt to me like
I
a
don't think
campaign.
this is a campaign, or sorry, a party game. I think you're just one warlock.
No. I know, but in terms of its feel, it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
so
yeah,
D&D coded. Like it felt to me like any sort of like what would you say fight battle that we would have had in any of our campaigns. I was like, oh yeah, this feels pure D&D. So good for them. We got Screamer, which I think is a cyberpunk racer.
We've seen this before though. It was last year.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So looks fine. Doesn't look amazing, but if it's in the world of the anime, it's kind of based off the anime, I think, isn't it? The cyberpunk anime, which was called
I think
Edge
it's
Runners.
actually standalone.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think it is standalone.
Vibe-wise, it felt a bit like
It very
Edge
much
Runners.
like it even looked like it had the oh god, they're not called the Yakuza. The tigers?
In it, yes.
The tiger
yeah.
logo, like that yeah.
So we'll see about that. Then we got what was one of the big announcements of it, I think, for Control fans. Control Resident coming in 2026.
this is
dope
big.
trailer.
Yeah.
Dope production as well, because they had, even for Divinity, they had people walk out onto the stage who were wired up, and it was a whole kind of performance before the trailer was shown. And with a similar thing with Control Resident, where a guy was lowered into kind of like a glass prison box thing on the stage and went bang right into the trailer, and the trailer took point from that guy in that prison thing. So from a production perspective, I was like, this is pretty cool. You are a Control fan. We should have finished Control. I never got around to finishing Control.
I'll
this
play
looked
that.
great.
I bet you Luke losing his mind that
Yeah.
this is getting he loved that game.
Yeah, and Remedy, I said people are big fans of Remedy. I don't play enough of their games, but Control
Yeah, they're
Resident.
tying them all together too. Apparently there's this like Remedy universe, or Remedy
Cool.
extended universe or something.
I like that idea.
Like with the Alan Wake is in the DLC of Control.
Okay. Gang of Dragon, which looks to be kind of like a mob bossy.
It's like Mafia, just Yakuza though.
Yes, yeah, a mafia game, but yeah, as you said, based in Japan. Interesting trailer. I quite liked it. It's one of those games I think I'd have to play in Japanese. The English dub to me sounded really rough, so we'll see. Then we got this is one of my parts of the show where I'm like, is this the cringe I'm into with the Game Awards or isn't it? We got the Street Fighter movie trailer, which was great, but then the entire cast came out onto stage, and I did not care for what they had to say. Is that terrible to me, Chris?
It was weird.
It was cringy.
Weird, yeah.
Jason Momoa was far too enthusiastic for my liking.
Talking about this is in my childhood. Motherfucker, you didn't play video games. You had like surfing and shit like that. You're being a cool guy. Don't take this from
You
us.
bullied the nerds who played video games, Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
But the trailer for Street Fighter movie looks good, man. It looks like it's campy. They end it with your
Super
man.
campy. I'm stoked for that. Yeah,
And they
with
end
the
this-
ridiculous flash kick from Guile.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And they end where I can't remember which member of Street Fighter it was beating up the car.
Yeah. yeah.
As
and
a-
the
as
fucking
a-
hood's flying off.
yeah, yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm delighted for it. We got
The
Lego.
oh man, the Zangief. I was
Yeah.
blown away.
But that guy was like
Biggest man
9 feet
in,
tall.
biggest
He-
guy in the world.
He towered over Jason Momoa, and Jason Momoa is a big dude anyway. Interesting cast. Movie looks great. This is the part of the Game Awards where I'm like, do we want all the celebrities out on the stage all the time? I'm kind of like, maybe not. Maybe let's not do that, and let's put more money into allowing other indie guys to put their trailers into the show. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
that'd be fantastic.
Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight, which is the Skywalker saga basically for Batman. It's every Batman film in Lego. I really enjoyed the Skywalker saga in Lego. It's funny, it's fun. This is just a Batman version essentially with all of the movies, the camp ones, the George Clooney ones, they're all there.
I think those are probably the best for a Lego game, actually.
Yeah. But it goes through them all. So, like, with the kind of humor that Lego games have, fine, I'm into it. Then we got the Tomb Raider double hit, Chris. We got Tomb Raider Catalyst, which was kind of more of a CGI trailer without any gameplay. Looked great. A new Lara Croft who's kind of we're
It's like
rebooting
low
again.
fantasy.
But yeah, we're going back to original, and we're like, cool, Catalyst. We don't know when it's coming out, but then we were hit with 2027, I should say. Then we were hit straight away with Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis, which is essentially them remaking Tomb Raider 1, which is coming
I
out
think
in
it was Tomb
2026.
Raider 2, they said.
Or maybe the initial, because it has the dinosaurs, which were Tomb Raider 1, I think.
I don't think we had this conversation last night too, and I played a lot of Tomb Raider 1, but I don't remember dinosaurs. I remember wolves and bears and shit. I think
dinosaurs, Tomb Raider 2?
was Tomb Raider 2.
But it seems to be
I
that
could
they
be
go-
wrong, though. I mean, that a long fucking time ago.
But it looks great. And it's one of those
And it
things where...
looks like a very, very good, the word's not homage, but...
well, homage, I think, is in terms of Tomb Raider.
They're making the original, just, you know...
Yeah, because I watched that...
really good facelift.
Because it's Crystal Dynamics, and so I was a bit disappointed with Amazon Studios. I have my qualms about Amazon, but I was watching it being like, this seems... Because there was loads of movements that she was doing, which were just moves from Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, the handstand, the cartwheel,
and I was like...
The jump away, kind of like shooting, like the Max Payne kind of stuff.
So I was like, cool, this looks like they get it, I think. In terms of Crystal Dynamics doing it this time around, I'm like, they know what they were going for. So that seems fun. Forest 3... Andrew seems to know about Forest kind of 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm still like taken back. Like, is this actually the Forest 3? Like, crazy. It's also taking place on another planet.
Seems to be bit
and
kind of
maybe
grim.
VR.
It felt very VR, but they never said VR. And
Forest in VR. I don't know about that, man. That would fuck my cake right up.
Man, it's the way VR. Horror is the best genre for VR for sure.
I know, but the Forest is. It's scary enough without it, man.
Yeah.
The Forest will fuck you up.
We then go to Invincible, where they had the Fighting Invincible game with a new character announcement, which was...
Elemental.
Yeah. As you said, we're not quite sure if Invincible has earned its stripes to have its own fighting game just yet. And the first announcement had, like, as you said, 3 Viltrumites. The character roster for Invincible, so what we've seen so far, looks really poor.
Yeah. And we've already seen Omni-Man in like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, which will probably do him better. And it plays like Mortal Kombat, and that's not the style of fighting game that I enjoy. It's very stiff looking. But then we go on to a game that I'm very excited by. Very excited that I have a Switch 2, because it's a Switch 2 exclusive. This is Orbital, which is a like 80s anime co-op space adventure. And this trailer did a lot for me. The sound effects, the music, the art style. I was like, I could fuck around with this game. And I think me and Graham, my brother, would absolutely love this game.
See, I'm the opposite of you when you were talking about, like, oh, I could only play that in Japanese. I could only play this in English. Like, if this game doesn't have a dub, I'm not touching it.
You couldn't deal with the kawaii.
No. God, no. No, not for me.
We'll wait and see. Probably, I'd say. Well, I never know. Actually, if the trailer was in Japanese, maybe it won't be in English. But I thought it looked great. I was a big fan of this.
Yeah, it looked great.
One of the highlights for me, I think. Then we got Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred update.
I mean, I'm not excited about Diablo 4. In fact, I'm actually playing Diablo 2 currently. Doing a throwback there because it is. I mean, Diablo just went downhill after 2.
And Diablo 4 kind of was in the people's eyes for like 2-3 months, and it kind of died a death, really, didn't it?
I think they had a recent season or patch or something that did kind of like
bring people back,
bring some life back into the game. And the fact, like, this trailer looked fantastic. We talked about this. They need to start going into movies or something because the shit they make is unbelievable.
Or like get their own like 2-parter or 3-parter episode on the next season of Secret Levels to get a fucking big story in there. Like.
And to see, like, because this one centered on Mephisto, which is, to see him in this light is fucking awesome. And then they announced the Paladin, which we haven't seen since Diablo 2.
And it was such a dope cutscene. Yeah, he's wrecking those imps or whatever you want to call them, those little devil creatures. He is fucking them up. It was a great trailer. But yes, Diablo. I think Diablo 3 was the last one I played with the lads, and I thought
Diablo's
it was
dead,
fun.
man. Especially today. Actually, I'm surprised they didn't announce this at this game show. It's probably too steep. But Path of the Druids for Path of Exile 2 releases today, and it's also going into a free weekend. So anyone who doesn't have the game can play it for free.
He wants to pay $450,000 to get a minute to tell people that, though, you know, when you can just do it on Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
The next one was one of my more disappointing. This is when I felt I was really losing my energy for the Game Awards. We got 007 First Light, which I think we've gotten so many 007 things that really thrown this at us, and I get it. It's the first Bond game in a long time. I hope it does well. But this was the villain reveal, which is a guy called
Bagua,
played by Lenny Kravitz. And Lenny Kravitz came out onto the stage and gave a big talk. And my problem with this is that cool that you can get the celebrities out there. I mean, if you want Lenny Kravitz to play your villain in the video game, fine. But I don't want Lenny Kravitz to come out on stage and talk to me about video games. He knows nothing about video games at all. But they've paid him massive money to be there to talk his 3 minutes about his interest. I'm like, yeah, you couldn't give two shits. Like, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Lenny Kravitz is a converted gamer now. I doubt it. But I was listening to this being like, oh, this all feels so disingenuous, and I'd much rather that whoever, like the kind of the young actor or the unknown actor playing James Bond was coming out here talking about this.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Much better idea.
Lenny Kravitz, do you know what I mean?
Or you know, just drop a huge bombshell, just like announce the new, bring out an actor as like a
I'm playing
potential
James
spoiler.
Bond.
Like,
Yeah.
he's the new like movie James Bond.
Yeah. This was, and then so from here, Chris, is where it's up and down.
Actually, they should have done that because that would have hyped the game up. Because nobody cares about James Bond games anymore. But if they got the actual like tie-in with a new movie and like got a new fucking movie actor. But I also didn't care about this because it was on the just in the wake of Tomb Raider.
Yes,
and I think Tomb Raider it scratches the same itch as like a spy game.
Yeah.
And it just looked way better.
We go into Seven Deadly Sins Origins. No comments.
No, don't care.
Just fine. Lords of the Fallen 2.
I looked alright. Never played the first one though. Don't really. I still haven't played Lies of P, which is supposed to be the best Souls-like. So.
Yeah. For me, as not a Souls-like player, they all kind of blend, and Lords of the Fallen 2 kind of blend. But if you're Souls-like, hey, you got Lords of the Fallen 2. Congratulations. We got a new updated trailer for Saros, which I think looks great.
Looks like a good game.
I need to
looks
play.
A bit overwhelming.
I need to play Returnal. I need to get into that mindset of that game because it looks great. The trailer looks great in terms of it looks like a team of people trapped here who are beginning to lose their will or their minds based on the world that they're in. The guy who came out to announce it was the main actor. Great delivery. It seemed like a really cool guy. Great for Saros. I'm happy for the team that did Returnal, and Saros looks great. I'm looking forward to it. We then got No Law. And I highlighted this one, Krafton Boo, because Krafton are now an AI first game developer. And
they're the ones that just screwed over Subnautica 2 developers.
Yes,
like
which I'm sure in our new news episode, I'll see if there's any updates on that actually. Yeah. No Law, first person shooter. Now, in its defense, it looks like an exciting first person shooter. But again, my thing about it would be, is this our first
this is the Jack Tom Selleck one, right?
Yes, yeah. Is this our first step into a game that how much of this is AI generated and how much of this is, who knows? Next announcement, and I watched it again today, and I am totally pumped for this, Chris. Total War Warhammer 40k.
Yeah, I forgot about this one.
Because it's a Total War game that's coming to consoles. Which does not happen.
You guys are fucking mental, though. I don't know how you're going to play an RTS on console.
We manage Baldur's Gate 3, Chris. We can manage.
No. Baldur's Gate 3 is complete. Controlling like 4 different characters in a turn-based system is wildly different
to
than
the
selecting
real-time strategy.
Real-time strategy. You guys are crazy. It's such a bad idea.
Interesting to see, though. I'm big into Warhammer. Me and Niall played through Space Marines 40k. Love that game. Got me into 40k in general and the Space Marines in that world. The Grimdark. Big fan of it. Can't wait for this. Hats off to them. This is followed up by Ace Combat 8: Wings of Thief. Again, I watched the trailer today. I actually think it's a game I might go ahead and buy. It looks like a funner version of Top Gun Maverick. You've got this team of people who need to complete some sort of mission. They're all interesting characters. One guy plays the guitar, one girl's got pink hair. I'm like, all right, cool. We're all doing different things in this aircraft carrier.
This is when, like, it does look good, and it's a game I should probably get into, but I was crushed because this is the moment I realized there's not going to be any From Software.
Yeah.
Just because, like, there's not going to be another Souls because they're working on Dustbloods.
Yeah.
So the only other potential for a big one from them would have been the Armored Core. Yeah. And this is essentially just the other Armored Core.
Yeah. Looks great. Now this, again, we were all disappointed by this, but I've listened to watched the trailer again, and now I'm no longer disappointed. We got Star Wars Galactic Racer. Now, I thought it looked cool, but initially I was like...
we weren't disappointed,
No, we thought it was good, but we were wondering, like, where's the pod racers?
I wanted pod racers.
We were all chatting, but at the very end of the trailer, when Sebulba appears, you hear the engines of his pod racer. You hear the dunk, 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 like that cool noise. So I think, to me, based on the trailer after watching it again, I think we're going to get like a class race game, so you can race on the speeders that they ride through the Forest of Endor on. It looks like you can just do like the normal air, like, fast cars essentially, and then I'd say there's probably a pod racing class as well. It looked great, man. I'm into it. I'm like, yes.
I hope it's like you can kind of build or buy your own like racer and just like upgrade.
Yeah.
Slot in parts. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be great. This is where, from this point onwards, where I felt these kind of games, Total War, Ace Combat 8, Star Wars Galactic Racer, could have been the ending of the show. Star Wars Galactic Racer could have been the beginning.
The next is when we're diving into the depths of all that fucking acid flip shit.
Out of Words, which is a nice looking kind of stop motion animation game where the two characters don't have mouths, they can't speak, and it looks like a co-op adventure in a very lovely looking world. My kind of game. I don't think they gave it a release date, but fine. Looks good. Phantom Blade Zero came after that. Again, that falls under the Onimusha, all those kind of games. They're them. And now, in fairness, that trailer didn't do it justice, but if you watch the Phantom Blade Zero trailer from the State of Play, I was like, that game looks dope. In terms of the parries, the actions you can take as the fighter, I was like, okay, this game looks like it's the kind of game that I think you would play and you would feel like a fucking badass.
Maybe I didn't like it just because it blended into so much other crap.
We were dealing with serious fatigue, I think, at this stage.
Yeah.
Now, again, people like I didn't want to do it until after I gave my thoughts on the podcast. I'm interested in going on to the people that I listen to and getting their thoughts on the Game Awards. But again, I have to think that people are watching this in their 7 or 8 p.m. with a beer. And it's a totally different experience to you or me who are like, it is 10 to 4 in the morning and I am shot here. We go on to Mega Man Dual Override, which seemed to be one of the big reveals. And for Mega Man fans out there, cool. Wrong place in the show.
I'm a Mega Man fan. This was not a penultimate announcements, and also it was just the classic Mega Man again, which I am still a fan of. But we've had
Secret Levels
years ago.
Secret Levels Mega Man. Could we have
built
off that?
We need Mega Man X. We need Mega Man X. That should have been that would have deserved a penultimate and a bit more. I don't know, content, because this also looked like kind of like a phone game. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
it could have been.
If they're gonna make a Mega Man, I kind of want them to go back to the OG.
Old school, yeah. We then got a very, very, very tiny clip for Super Mario Galaxy Movie. I didn't think there was any point in having this in there. It was like an extra 10
it's the
seconds.
Shit we've already seen.
It was an extra 10. I mean, I loved it because it was
10 seconds.
It was about 10 or 12 seconds of extra stuff because I loved that Luigi came in and Bowser Jr.
Baby Bowser coming in and go Metal Bowser though.
We have, but we didn't see Luigi coming in to protect Mario, and I'm just a big Luigi fan, so I was like, okay, this looks fun, but that was it. And I was like, oh, it's just a 10-second addition to. So fine. Then we got Neo 3. I'm saying that right? Neo 3. And then we got, and this is where it all fell apart for me because
I thought Mega Man was the penultimate.
No, it just had a big kind of introduction kind of thing to it. Remember the orchestra and the doors open and it was Mega Man and you're like, oh, it's a 2D one. Yeah, it was a big build up for what I thought was a bit lackluster. We then get to what was unfortunately the final announcement of the show, which was Jeff goes on about hey, the guys who did fucking Apex and Titanfall, this team of 61 people have gone off secretly to build this game and they've been in development for years and they've kept it a secret. Isn't that amazing? I'm like, oh, well, this could be.
Because I was thinking Titanfall 3,
right? Which I think
would have brought the house down.
Yeah,
actually,
because people wanted that for a while.
Yeah, they're obsessed with that game.
But instead, we got High Guard, I guess hero shooter on horseback. And Chris, I was convinced at this stage. I was like, okay, we're going to watch High Guard, and then they're going to play the orchestra bit, the medley, and then we're going to see Expedition 33 win Game of the Year. Great. And then Jeff
and then Gabe Newell was going to walk out on stage.
One more thing, right? And I was like, there's no way they're going to end on High Guard. Expedition 33 won. Jeff Keighley comes out and says, thanks everybody for coming. That's the Game Awards 2025. And I was like, fuck me. What a dreadful way to end the episode, the show. So look, for me, and I'm listening back to our predictions or our hopes prior to watching the Game Awards, we set up a very different expectation for ourselves than what we got. I think sitting back and watching the trailers in isolation today, I'm like, there's good shit out there. Divinity looks great. The 2 Star Wars games have the potential to be great games. I'm big into Orbital. Tomb Raider looks great. Control looks fantastic. The Street Fighter movie looks great. Resident Evil 9, Total War. I'm like, there's good shit
Most excited about that Badger game. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
Was that your top?
Yeah, that was my top.
Nice. Yeah, I think Bradley the Badger looks like it could be a fun time. So that was your favorite announcement of all?
I think so. I could see myself enjoying that quite a bit.
I think my favorite would have to go to Orbital. that switch to 80s anime. That or Total War. And the excitement for Total War coming to console. Because when I saw that trailer, I was like, you lucky fucks in your PC, get another fucking Total War game. And then it was like PS5, Xbox. And I was like, sweet, okay, everybody gets it.
I got way too excited to fucking... I hope it's cross-platform and I just smoke you.
Absolutely,
Just like,
yeah.
with just your like little peasants. I'll just crush you with them. You guys can't operate your big guns. You're just like, oh god, let me thumbstick over
Yeah,
there.
okay, yeah. We got absolutely wrecked. So listen, Chris, that is our kind of look back on the Game Awards 2025. Disappointing, I think, in the 3 or 4 years that we've covered the Game Awards now on this podcast. This to me has been the weakest show.
Awful, and I hope. I don't think the rest of the community is sharing quite the same sentiment, though.
Oh, people are...
Like, Maximilian dude was, like, kind of praising it.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, I'm not disappointed. And then it's just like, really, dude?
So, here's the
I feel
thing.
like you probably got a huge paycheck. Like, he was in an advertisement.
Yeah, he was. Actually,
like,
that was quite funny.
fuck off.
Yeah. But I will say, I left yours yesterday being like, or this morning, being like, oh, man, that was bad. But I've sat down and I watched all the trailers again today, and I was like, you know what? There's some great shit in there.
It's still bad, though.
No. It's not... To me, it is still the worst of the Game Awards that we've covered, but I still don't think it was terrible. I enjoyed a lot of the trailers that I watched today, being like, man, you know what? Because Kingdom Hearts 4 never showed up, and because Final Fantasy 7 Return never showed up, and because we didn't get Half-Life 3, I was kind of sitting there being like, just waiting for those as opposed to enjoying the show.
But here's the thing, like, a month or 2 months down the road, we get their state of plays, we get our directs, and then they start dropping those games. Suddenly, the Game Awards don't matter. Because we're not going to get the good games.
Yeah, no, for us, I think. And that's what I think is different about this Game Awards show to previous ones that we've covered on the podcast. I don't think this Game Awards show was for me in terms of the announcements. Whereas in previous years, I've been like, yeah, give me some of that. Give me some of that. And this one, I was less so like that. So I don't think it was if I were to give it a score, let's say out of 10, taking away my personal side of things, I'm going to give the show 7.5. Taking 7.5 is fair. On a personal level, the highest I give that is a 6. 5.5 to a 6 from a personal perspective.
No, just given the fact that like I am just disappointed overall, it has to be a fail. So up 3 or 4 for me.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I wasted time. I didn't enjoy that.
Man, if it was at fucking 8 p.m.
And I had you guys over, fucking we were eating snacks, we're having fun. You guys got to see the plays for the first time. Fuck. No. It was a rough, salty, ruined moment.
Yeah, it was. And then it was funny because when we were packing up, we left the stream on, and we'd been giving out about all the anime fucking, stuff that was really...
some VTuber playing like Game Awards bingo.
And I was like, oh my God, this has been the worst. But like I said, it's left a bad taste in my mouth, but I have recovered. So it is an improvement to what I felt very early this morning, but not the best. But Chris, thank you so much for inviting me to your home to watch the Game Awards. Thank you so much for...
I feel like it's a tradition at this point I have to do. I don't know about next year though. I fucking watch it the next
bad
day.
taste in your mouth. Yeah.
Or find some streamer that just like black screens all of the like people getting up on stage.
Yeah.
And then just like unblack screens when it comes to a trailer.
The announcements, yeah. Thank you so much for hopping on, Chris. There will be no post show this week because this is an hour and a half long episode.
Yeah.
There's no post show this week, but you get to enjoy extra content in our Game Awards review. So listen, if you want to check it out on YouTube, all our videos our podcasts are also available on YouTube. And for post shows, which come out every other week, check out patreon.com/the gift of gaming. Chris, here's to 2026 with loads of our games. Kingdom Hearts 4, here we go.
It's my year of getting through my backlog.
There we go.
Ain't nothing good coming around the corner.
Here's 2026. Here's to our backlog in Kingdom Hearts 4. And to our listeners, as always and forever, keep enjoying the gift that is gaming. Peace out.